Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So you're probably wondering what the heck is taking him so long to get this video started. Well, long story short, I bought a second arm for this guy for our fix we're gonna do today, and I couldn't find it. I did find it eventually, hooray! And my wife moved it to the trunk of the car and put it in a bag to come into the house eventually sometime. So I was looking everywhere frantically, going, "Where is that arm? Where's the arm?" Anyway. I'm going to go ahead and grab some water really quick and get this all ready, and then we'll start the video the way it should be. So just hold tight. I'll be right back. All right, I got some hot water here. Oh. All right, I am back. No, your video is not frozen. For those who just joined, I was just running around trying to get the last few things ready. So let's go ahead and talk about some of this. Come on, load video, load. I don't know why I can't find my own video. What the heck? You guys all found it. There it is. Now I can see your guys' comments. All right, so some of these figures I've already talked about in the past, and we're going to cover them first. Then we're going to move on to Apache Chief. Hey, Master Far, thanks for joining us. Looks like Mike Fee's here. Let's see, Dorky Hippie 81, thanks for joining us. Helder Santos, thanks for being here. Charles Prout, thanks for being here. Charles is going a lot better. Just running out of time to do stuff, it seems like. There's more stuff to do than time to do it. All right, so let's go and set him aside because his fix is going to be a little bit different than everybody else's. So let's talk about these two figures. Now, first of all, I made these. I didn't make these. I didn't make him, but this one is kind of customized. So let me grab an extra light too while I'm at it. What the heck? Lack of preparedness. But I just got these lights fully charged, so we are ready. We are ready for some light, bright light. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about this. So my custom Hulk here, I wanted to make a barbarian Hulk, so I used Titus's armor. I swapped out the head and then put Titus's wrist cuffs on here. I had to sand them out a little bit to make them fit, and then stretched them out the rest of the way. Now the problem was I wanted to give him a righteous battle axe, a big old battle axe, like the one that comes with the 12-inch He-Man. But the problem was he had a closed fist. Now I could sit there and, you know, drill a hole and everything else and make it work that way. But a lot of the weapons we have like a bar that goes across the front to protect their knuckles. We've seen that in He-Man's sword and everything else. So as I was thinking about it, I was thinking about my wife's coat hangers. Here's an example of one of my wife's coat hangers that I've stolen many of. And I noticed this part right here, it's made to hold the strap of, I think, dresses or something. I don't know the whole works, how they work. I noticed that this would fit on there just like that. Look at that. And then it would just be like when you're a kid and you had that trick arrow that goes up through your head where it looks like it's going through your from ear to ear. It really had a wire over the top to make it work. So I thought, you know, this could work great. This could be the part that protects his knuckles from getting whacked while he's fighting. So what I did was I actually took the battle axe, took off the original handle, added some O-rings for looks, cut off that chunk right here, so you can see where it's at, and then made it so it just fits right on there. And check that out. Now he's got some battle arm or some battle axe action without having to drill a hole in his hand or create a whole new hand for it. And so I did the same thing for him. So now we can have an all-out battle axe war. And what's cool is the way these hands are, you just put them in the little holes and they just fit so nicely. And then I know Doomsday would never have a battle axe in his hand, but it's still kind of fun being there on Eternia now fighting. You can stick battle axes in their hand. Now, the problem is with this kind of solution is it is kind of limited because obviously it has to have a hand that fits inside of this area here. And then second, it has to be a weapon that has some sort of protection across the front. And you can see with this guy, his hand's way too small. So it'd have to be a whole new design for it. And secondly, I want to use this gun over here in his hand. Now I know last time I did a video just recently, people said he doesn't hold a gun, he fights with his fists. Well, that's cool and all, but for my storyline, he's going to hold this big giant gun because I want him to. And to make this work, I'm going to have to do the old drill in the hand. Now, because I didn't want to destroy the figure completely, I bought a second hand so I could actually do this without destroying his original arm, and I could either change the arm out or change the hand out. So that's what we're going to do now with this guy. So let's go and set these guys aside and let's get to work. Now, I'm going to see which arm is better. I'm going to drill the one that's in the worst shape. Just looking at these hands here. All right, I think I am going to drill the one I just bought on eBay. It's got some black marks right there on the forearm. Who knows what that is? It could be the starting of some mold. It could be just black paint on there. I don't know. Either way, though, this is the one I'm going to drill. And then I'm going to just use the hand from it as I want to swap it out. So instead of him having an open hole in his hand all the time, basically I'm just going to make it so that he will swap his hand out when he does it. So I need to know the size of this so I know what size drill to grab in order to do this. Hey, Luis, thanks for joining us. Wow, Luis, I haven't seen you in a long time. Cutler O'Connor, thanks for being here. All right. Yep, no tomahawk. I did originally have the tomahawks. I just couldn't do it. It was just too much. So he's got this big, huge gun here. Now, if you take a look at this, I have to drill a hole at an angle because the way this thing holds in there, I made it at an angle to fit classic figures. So when I drill this hole, I want it to match the same angle. If I drill a straight hole, it's going to be sitting in his hand like that. So I'm going to have to match that angle when I drill this hole. So that's the trick of this, is matching that angle. So it's probably going to come out here and maybe be kind of yucky on the knuckles and the inside of the hand, but we'll see how it looks. Now I could take and get a power motor to drill these, but I'm not going to drill them by hand. I'm first going to heat the hand up in some hot water. That's why I have the hot water here. That way you have nice soft plastic to hang on to drill through when I do it. So let's go ahead and pick out our drill motor, or our drill bit, our drill motor. Now I have it in inches here. So we got 0.15. So let's go ahead and find something about that same size here. Oh, that's 1/6. That will work. Just for kicks, let's look at the next size up. 1/8. I don't want that loose. So we will use this one here. So this one here is our, what is that, 11/64. So there we go. So this will be the drill we're going to use to make that hole in his hand. And again, I'm hoping not to use power tools. I'm hoping just to drill it by my hand. I'm going to see if I can find my hand drill while you guys watch the hand in the hot water. So my wife got me this really cool kit And it's basically to help you drill stuff by hand so you don't hurt your fingers. I used to always put tape on like this and then hang on to it and grip it and go around in a circle. Oops, now I'm losing drill bits. But this is supposed to be a little dinky hand drill that allows you to mount a drill in it. Hopefully it goes wide enough for it in the jaws. The jaws of life. Let's see. I don't think it's going to go wide enough for me. I think it's made us for really itty bitty drill bits. Well, you know what? We're going to start with a small drill bit and bring it up from there. That way I don't hack it. So let's find the largest one. Look at how small these little drill bits are. These are itsy bitsy. And these here, let's take a look at these ones. How do you open this thing? Does it have tape on there? There we go. Whoo! Those are some small drill bits. Holy tamale. Look at that little drill bit there. Those are uber small. To give you a size comparison, this is the drill I'm going to use. And this is the drill bit they have there. It's like almost like a hypodermic needle in comparison. So none of these are even close. I will close these up. I don't need a hypodermic needle. Even these are super small too. So let's get the biggest one they have here. You know what? I could just use one of these ones. I'm just going to grab this 1/8 drill bit. See if that fits in here. Oh, doesn't fit. Okay. I don't want to go 1/16. See, all the sizes I used already are all used. This one's I've used before. This one is 7/64, so that fits just barely. So let's crank that down. And now I got a starting pilot hole to use instead of trying to go full size, full shot first time. Nice idea. You should do an axe or sword for Thunder Punch He-Man. Yeah, it'd be kind of a cool idea. All right, let's get this arm out of there. Let's get it out of there. Whoo, that is one hot piece of plastic. All right, so we're going to drill us at an angle right here in the top. Angle it about that much. And let's just start this puppy off. And here we go. Now it's funny, I was going to do this on my own, and I thought, you know what, this would make a pretty good video. I should just go ahead and just make a video out of it. That seemed to be way too easy. And now let's bring it up full size. Whew. Be a lot easier to have something to hang on to do this so I don't hurt my fingers. I should have at least taped it off, but so far so good. It's, whoops, I'm even out of the camera range. Let me zoom this so you guys can see in case I fling it all over the place. Dun dun. Dun dun. Where are my pliers when I need them? It's funny, I just gave my pliers to my wife yesterday, or the other day. She needed some pliers, and I realized that she doesn't have any. So I went and bought some on Amazon for her as a gift. They showed up the next day, and they were the cruddiest, cheapest pliers I've ever seen in my life. When you went to use them, they just kind of scraped along. And I'm like, that's no good. I said, here, you can just keep my pliers, and I will buy some new ones for myself. Okay, I may have to powerize this. Or at least get tape. I'm going to get some tape to put around here so I don't cut my fingers accidentally. I'll be right back. I saw someone in the comments saying manual. Why is he manually drilling? The reason why I'm manually drilling is because it's too easy to go right through, drill yourself, destroy the parts, or let them get caught and then start spinning out of control and really get hurt then. So I like to do a manual drill just because it's such a small little rubber piece of plastic. And when it's warm, it's really easy to drill. It's really soft. So that is why I manually drill a lot, actually, when I do stuff. Especially with a drill bit. You get a nice sharp drill bit, it should cut through no problem. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and do this again, shall we? Bump, 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 bump. There we go. Much easier to hang on to now that I actually... Oh. So I can feel it kind of getting caught in there, which I knew it would eventually. See, this is why I bought a secondary hand and arm. I did not want to destroy the original in case my plan does not work, or if I just want to show them without holding the gun. Burp, burp, burp. Come on out of there. Burp. It's so hot today. My hands are just sweating. I got all these lights on me. I may have to go borrow my pliers back from my wife or find some other pliers. It's just getting stuck right there where it's breaking out on the inside of the hand. You can see where it's starting to come out right there on the inside of the hand. So I'm going to have to maybe get some pliers to help me with this last little bit of breaking through the hand. It's funny, when I was a kid, I didn't have a drill motor or drill bits or anything else. My mom had all these hooks that she had in her ceiling for hanging plants up. I would take them out of the ceiling and use them to drill holes in my little custom stuff I was working on. So I'd sit there and screw them in just like this with the hook hanging out of the hook and rip, rip, rip. Then I'd put it back in the ceiling so she wouldn't know I borrowed them. It's kind of funny. Things you do as a kid, right? That's just funny too. People always wonder I got into customizing. I actually can't remember a time when I didn't customize. The first thing I remember customizing actually was my little play school people. Those little round people. I think I remember switching the heads or something. I forget exactly what I did, but I remember I had to somehow break the connection. I was only probably about, I don't know, 3 years old or something. So I've been customizing my whole life and making different toys and stuff. I remember I'd make toys for the kids in the neighborhood or fix their toys that were broken. So this has just been a part of me since I can remember. Let me heat that up while I go grab some pliers. Just so I have a better grip on there. I'm getting tape residue all over my fingers. All right, all I got is my big old channel locks. Kind of ridiculous to try to hang on to a... So, I also have these small little vice grips. I'm going to go with the vice grips until I replace my pliers. And we'll just put these on here just so if I need an extra hand to grip on, I have something to hang on to. There's a good spot. Now, for those who don't know how to use vice grips, you just crank the back. Then once you get it nice and tight, you then just pop it into place. And this actually releases it later on. So now I got a nice handle to hang on to when I do this now. So it should make it a lot easier to control this and drill where I want it to drill instead of where the open hand is forcing me to drill. Okay. You can do it. Let me zoom this out so I don't keep getting you guys. Oh, it is zoomed out already. Sorry, I know I keep flinging the camera all over the place. I may have to go powerized on this just because that one little spot on his hand just wants to. There we go. It's cooperating now. Cooperation. Don't you want to hold a gun, man? This is what it takes. We have to drill a hole in your hand. Huh? I remember when my kids were little, as I mentioned before, we used to play G.I. Joes, and my one son wanted this Ken doll because he had Disney stuff with him. He had Disney balloons and a little Mickey Mouse or something. I forget what all the stuff it came with, but it was a Disney Ken doll. And so we got it for him. And then when he got it home, he realized that he couldn't hold any of G.I. Joe's weapons. So I remember we were always taking and finding ways to make Ken, always rubber banding all these weapons into his hand so he could be like G.I. Joe. All right, I may have to Dremel the last little bit at the bottom of his hand. I'll finish holding it. All right, let me get my Dremel tool to finish the last little bit down there because it is wanting to curve out on me instead of following my hole, because that's where it broke out originally. But we got a really good start in here. Let's just see how this fits so far. You know what? I might not need any more. That might just be perfect right there. Look at that. Click at that. That will work. That will work just fine. Just fine, sir. Oh! Cool, cool. All right, let's pop his hand off. Erg. Erg. There we go. I know it's kind of strange coming out of his knuckles on the side, but that will work really good, I think. And now, where is the chief of Apache-ness? I don't need the rest of your arm. Let's get your hand swapped out of here. Dorky Hippie 81 looks better than I thought it would. Thanks for the vote of confidence, man. Anyway, so to release these vice grips, you just pull this right here and it just pops them right open. So let me show you one more time for those that have not used these. You just push this button here and it releases them. And vice grips are a great tool to use to hang on to stuff that you don't want to keep squeezing your hands on to try to hold it in place. All right. Not quite enough. A little more heat on there. A little more heat on that arm. I should have kept the water covered when I was not using it. See, Luis says, I used to mix my Joes 3 3/4. It was easy because it had screws on their back. Yes. Dr. Hebrew doing hand surgery, laughing out loud. O'Connor says he was impressed on how easy it was dual drilling that hand. Awesome. Thanks. All right. Let's see if we got this warm enough. Hooray. And now I have an undamaged hand to replace back in there if I ever want to later on. What's funny is how small that gun looks in his hand compared to his when I stick it in the customs hand. Let me put it against the figure so you guys can see how cool the gun is. All right, let's get out his mini counterpart. See, what's cool now is because if he's holding the gun and it's just getting a little bit too heavy, he can transform, Chuck, and then turn into the big guy holding the gun. Yeah, I'll probably do some more cleaning around the hole of that, and that'll be cool. But yeah, it does look pretty good. Pretty good. So there is the finished hole. Like I said, I'll do some cleaning around it a little bit to get it a little cleaner. Just take a small little knife and circle it around inside there, and that will work pretty good. So you can kind of see. Herp, 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 herp. Herp. Blam, blam, blam. It's funny because it looks so huge on the other figure. Hey, Scott. Thanks for joining us. I didn't miss too much. Just basically made his hand so he could hold that gun. I did get my new head for my figure, which I'm really glad it actually worked out really well. Because the other head that I had, which the paint came off the nose and I fixed it, there were some other small things too that was weird about it. Like around the sides here, there was some stuff that was kind of messy. And so it actually worked out really good that I was able to get a complete new head for him anyway. So that's cool. I should just print another gun so I can put one on each of their hands. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. And that's all that I have for today. Anyway, like, subscribe, tell your friends. And if you ever need ideas or questions, do contact me on Facebook. And I usually do a small section, as you guys know, on Help Me Hebrew. So if you need some help with something, just ask a question. And oh, look at this. What's funny is this Beast Man is so big. He's almost, well, not almost, but he's halfway there of being the height of the giant. So it's kind of funny how you know what? I thought he was bigger than that. He doesn't seem that big now. You don't seem that big now. One thing I did also on this, I actually cut off the bottom and then painted it. I used to have a little circle loop on there, so it's easier to take in and out of his hand now instead of trying to get his knuckles all spread apart. Let me see if I can find the original. Oh. Here's my Beast of Burden Man before I converted him. The before and after. Where is that giant club? So I can show those who don't know what I'm talking about. Like, what the heck are you talking about, man? Somehow I lost one of his hands. I don't know what happened to it. I think he was holding a shield or something, and I pulled the shield out. Here it is. So you can see originally it had that ring on the bottom. Which would be cool if it had somewhere to put it on his belt. Somewhere to hang it on. But there's nothing to hang it on. Why even have the loop on there? And so, like I said, I cut mine off so it was easier to pull in and out of his hand. And then I painted the end of it to match. So makes way more sense. You can just slide it right in there. Now he's ready for battle. I mean, yeah, I could still, yeah, see, when you get it on there, you have to somehow work around his hand and open it up. It's not that big of a deal, but anyway. Let's see, Scott, my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle original looking NECA turtle missing a hand. It's Leo from the comic book era. Ooh, bummer. I mean, the bloody scary comic, not the Kurtzy Archie's comic. Don't get him veiny. Oh, veiny Hulk. Yes. And like I said, originally this Hulk had a different head, and the original head looked really weird. It was kind of a little pinhead. And so I ended up switching heads on him, which makes him look a whole lot better than the original head he came with. I think it does. I don't know what that original head even is. I must have lost it somewhere. Look at this one, too. Oh, boom, boom, boom. I think this head used to belong on this body originally. Yes, I used the head of Megator and the armor of Megator and stuck him on this cool Hulk. Now his hand is too big to hold the coat hanger. So if you were going to use his hand, you have to sand these down a whole lot more or do a whole lot of stretching. So there is some downfalls sometimes to trying to use that coat hanger idea. So anyway, the coat hanger's getting caught on my stuff. Thanks for joining me again. And wait, Ed Norton was the first to explain how the Hulk's pants stay on. Huh. I don't remember that, but anyway, where'd you get the armor? This armor here is from him. Megator, Classics Megator. And this armor here was from Titus, the Classics Titus. And so were the wrist cuffs. So that's where I got them from. I thought it'd be fun to make some different type of creatures. Now I did have to take and use a bunch of putty on his head to make it fit on the hole. So I took some 2-part putty, mixed it up, and then stuck it on his head. We can see that white underneath there. And it's dried and solid now. But from the front angle, you can't see the white putty. I was tempted to paint it one time, either black or green, but it's like, it's not worth the effort. So, how big is he next to this Hulk? Oh, even in his giant size, he's still smaller than the Hulk version. But at least it gives him a run for his money. I think it's funny the head's the same size, though. It's like, dude, your head didn't grow. Actually, it looks okay for him alone with other figures, but next to the giant figure, it looks like he has a giant big head now. It's just kind of funny how it ended up looking. Anyway, I'm pretty happy now. He can now hold the big gun. That's cool. Life's good. And now I'm meandering. Banner bought elastic female pants in the movie. Oh, is that why they're purple too? That's funny. I knew the Hulk had special stretch pants, as I remember that as a kid, but I didn't realize they were female stretch pants. That is hilarious. All right, this is my final good journey to you guys. Good journey. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you guys later. I like the concept of the giant in Young Justice cartoons. Yes, the Young Justice was interesting how they did it, where he's almost like an energy thing around him as opposed to an actual giant. That was kind of interesting. All right. I still haven't done my stop motion yet. Those two have been chained up there for a long time waiting for He-Man to save them. He-Man, save us.